Okay, just talk to the camera, man. Talk to the people. Shit.
I have nothing to say.
Put your phone down, man.
You have nothing to say? Are you kidding me? Think about it. Really? After the last couple days, you have nothing? You should have quite a bit. What's wrong?
Huh?
What's wrong? What are you looking at?
I was looking at your.
Don't be looking at my TP, man. Don't be looking at my TP.
That's toilet paper.
TP. Are you with me?
I was trying to figure out what it was.
TP.
I just thought it was abstract swirls.
You've seen it before.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it before, but I didn't know what it was.
You were sitting like this.
Away. Oh no, I couldn't do that in the bathroom.
Anyway. Okay. Here we are. Live at 5:22 a.m.
No.
Yes.
No.
It is 5:22 a.m.
Not here it isn't.
Not here it isn't, but it's 5:22 a.m.
And where are we?
10:22.
You want to tell the people where we are?
My phone automatically did the thing.
Yeah, it's supposed
Of course
to.
it did. That's...
Well, it hasn't before.
You you also updated it.
True.
So it probably messed with some of your settings.
Yeah, it's probably more efficient now.
Oh, you think it's more efficient?
Maybe. I haven't
with
experienced...
the new iOS 14 update.
I haven't experienced any bugs.
Just keep living. Bugs are coming.
Just keep living?
Just keep living.
I plan on it. I don't really know.
I need to find the settings for clock. I swear I have like
It's in general.
2... Is it?
It is.
2... Yeah, date and time. Things in my head. Now see? Oh, I know why. We'll be with you in just a moment. I haven't connected this to Wi-Fi.
Oh,
And that's why, because it doesn't have...
the notes.
It doesn't have the thing. 1 second.
Oh, I know I didn't have time to make a list.
I don't think you really needed a list this time.
Wow.
For this week, lists are just not needed. Because we've had an interesting week. Well, 2 days.
Yeah, it feels like a week.
It does.
But it was really just...
So, we are live at 5:24 a.m.
Did you go to access code?
I
You
did.
couldn't have waited a minute.
And it didn't update. It didn't connect.
We are live at 10:25.
Stop it. It's not 10:25.
It is 10:25. That be the time.
I can't type now.
It's not working.
It's not working. See? iOS update means we are live at 5:25
Lord.
a.m.
It's not 5.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is in the States.
Well, it's not
We're
in
not
London.
in the States.
Eastern Daylight Time.
We're at Greenwich Mean Time right now.
5:25 a.m.
We're where it all starts.
It doesn't like the little access code thing. It's not.
Are you doing it in all caps?
I did it both.
It should.
The caps didn't matter. I didn't put it in caps when I did it on my other things.
I did.
I did it. It went just fine.
Do we have a? I wonder if we have an amount of things that can be added.
She didn't say we did. Because it's the same code for everybody.
Oh. I'm not liking this.
You want me to do it?
Oh, because your
I have the
your
magic touch.
LONTF is different than my LONTF.
Excuse me, it's not LONTF, it's Lontif.
Luntif?
Funny.
I don't know why this is not going.
Are
Let's
you in
try
the right
this.
place?
Yeah.
The Lontif doesn't like you.
I'm totally in the right place. We're going to try one more time.
Then we'll be right with
Which is kind of funny because I don't need this because I don't have a list.
So
you.
what?
Why the hell are you
Because I want to connect now.
Well, what do you use your iPad for outside of this podcast?
This podcast. That's why I need it. I need it for the podcast.
But there's nothing on it. There's no list. Unless you want to do
But I also
something
use
last
it-
week.
I also use it for looking things up. Come on, baby. You can do it. Be strong. I know you're old. iPad 1.
It is a 4. Quit saying it's a 1.
Ah. Supreme Court Justice.
No, don't say it.
You do it?
It's so sad.
What?
That was the first thing that popped up on my thing. After it connected, mind you.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg died last night. Age
The
80.
Notorious RBG.
It's a big deal. She is the Notorious RBG.
That's, yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yep. Has finally died at 87. She's been kind of sick. And then better.
She's been sick
and
for a
then
long
sick,
time,
and then
but-
better. But
What, 99 was her first cancer?
something like that. Thank you, RBG. The news is still popping up. So, there you go. That's where we are now.
It's very sad
Which
news.
which I think for her and her family, it's sad as a loss of, a family member.
It's lost
but
for
for-
women all over the country.
I don't think it's a loss for women, but I do think it's a loss for an ideology that around women and women's issues,
Thanks.
but also liberal issues on the court and
Yeah.
having a liberal voice on the court that basically now will not be a liberal voice anymore.
Yeah.
That's the thing that probably makes me the most worried, because this will be Trump's 4th justice to replace, I think. Isn't that right? 4?
Yeah. Now,
And
that's a whole other can of worms as well.
That's not good.
I hope Mitch McConnell burns in hell. Mitch McConnell burns in hell for all of eternity.
A-Train Photo said, yo.
Because this dude was one hypocritical piece of work.
Yep, the Republicans and the Democrats have totally flipped on their stance of when should the current president pick the next justice and have them confirmed
Before the election.
right before the election of the presidential election. So in their last year is basically how it comes out. So in their last year of their term, should they be able to replace the justice? I say, hell yes. That's what they're supposed to do. That's their job.
But,
There's no buts.
no, but,
That's what they're supposed to do.
okay, but,
No but.
Mitch McConnell made a big old fuss, blocked Gorsuch for a year and a half,
No, you blocked him forever.
but he blocked him
It wasn't-
because it was Obama's last year in office and blah, 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 and it's
Now
not,
you want to talk normal?
it's not right,
Uh-huh.
and now he's talking about we need to get somebody in there before the end of the year to
Oh, yeah.
replace.
Because they know that there's
RBG?
probably going to be some kind of controversy.
You looked
Now I
it
got
up.
that Prince song in my head. And over the election that might end up going to the Supreme Court, and they want to have as many voices on their side on the court.
But why would okay. conservative ideology, I get it. I don't get it, but I get it.
I don't get it, but I get it.
But that has nothing to do with the law.
Okay. You got to explain your point.
If
I
the
don't know
law
what you're trying to say.
if the law says this is the rule, no matter what your personal ideology is, that shouldn't interfere with your as a justice.
Can you be specific? You're talking in generalities. What is
No,
it that
as
you're
a
talking
judge,
about?
your personal ideology should not cloud following the law. That's what they keep telling you.
No. But judges don't follow the law. Judges
enforce the law.
not Supreme Court justices. They
They
are.
make the law.
No, they don't make laws.
Okay,
The
then
Congress makes laws. The justices are there to make sure that things stay constitutional. That they are following the Constitution, that what is in the Constitution is being upheld. And anything that bumps up against the Constitution, they're the last arbiter of those ideas. They don't make or determine law at all because they kick it back to Congress all the time. They'll be like, yeah, this isn't for us to talk about. Y'all need to figure this out and kick it right back to Congress, and they've got to now go back to committee and deal with it. They're not makers of laws. They're interpreters of laws, and if that law is constitutional or unconstitutional, that's where they stop. And the only way things get there is there's a question of constitutionality in the lower courts. Thus making its way up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So, there we are. Oh, now you want to let me type the slow number one piece of...
Watch it. Be kind to your iPad 4. It's not a 1. You've never owned a 1.
It feels like a one.
That might be the facts. But you've never owned a 1. You've owned a 3 and you've...
I don't even think
No, you've owned a 2 and a 4.
an iPad 1 would it even run today?
Sure it would. Very slowly. Just like an old man. An old man can run. He just does it really slowly.
Yeah.
Like,
Just moves the arms.
right. It'll take him 20 minutes to get from here to the door. Did you tell the people where we are? Stop. Do the thing.
Roll the intro.
Are you awake?
He did the thing. With all the exuberance and everything.
Alright.
That was the
You wanted more?
A little bit.
Oh man, he was fine.
I'd like a little more excitement. in my
Why
life.
would he be excited? He's sitting here with no shoes on.
Why would he be excited?
Or socks.
Because we're in London, baby! In my Joey voice.
Yeah. We're in London under quarantine
Yeah.
Now, we'll get you into the story, but we're under quarantine for 14 days. Well, now it's, 13 days.
Yeah.
And
What if we got
We don't know because there's nothing on the website. We've looked.
there are no exemptions for us. I don't know. And this is the thing that we must find out is, can we leave the country without having quarantine for 14 days? Because if we can, then we have no reason to stay for 14 days. We
Except for we have to get your passport.
No, but we can make this. See, if you're under quarantine, you can't go do the passport stuff.
Right.
Now, there was a thing I saw on there from the embassy saying that you could mail things in.
But we have to be in a place long enough to get it back.
Well, that's why, we have to figure out if we could stay here or wherever we go. But mailing the stuff in might get it back to us faster. because they're renewals. These are not new things.
Well, no. The children,
They're renewals.
no, they're not.
And we're probably going to have a
Aaron
tougher
and
time.
Keegan both have to apply for adult passports. They must have changed the rules because when Aaron got his before. No, maybe. How old were you when you got yours before? You were under 16. Because now it's 16 and up, they get an adult passport. So
Okay.
they both have to go in to do that.
Well, we need
'Cause
to
I
get,
went
we
looked
need to
that up.
get a whole lot more details because we're now in Kier.
Yeah, I looked it up. And it was saying.
But you
that-
looked it up for Kier,
Yeah, I looked it up on the embassy this morning.
UK.
Yes,
Okay,
London.
that's important because nothing else is valid for us except for here.
I looked it up for here, man.
So
I
if
know.
You looked it up. You better look at. You better make sure. Because
Aaron.
now we're here.
Aaron,
No
I
matter
do
what.
this. This is what I do.
Look.
You don't do this stuff,
your,
I do this
your
stuff.
nominess is slipping.
No, it's not.
We noticed it.
When?
You were a little bit tired, and your nominess was
I
not.
am a little
You're-
bit
you're-
tired.
Your nominess was not all that sharp.
When? I didn't sleep on the plane at all.
See?
Not one single
The
second.
traveling gnome did not travel well.
I did not sleep a second, and we had a really comfortable flight. Both times they were comfortable.
First one we were in business class. The second one,
We had an entire row to
you
ourselves.
could have been like the girl in front of us and stretched out across
And
the
the
entire
girl
thing.
behind us who was stretched out,
There was somebody behind you?
the kitty corner, like.
No, I'm talking about directly behind you. There were 3 empty rows.
Oh, I know, but on the other side of the aisle, because we were in the center on the one by the window. The girl was all stretched out. I don't know why the guy didn't stretch out, but maybe his arm didn't raise either. That's why Keegan and I moved, because our arms
the arms didn't move.
up.
Which is funny because the one on the end moved.
Yeah, but the other ones didn't.
Now I know the secret. How to put that outside arm up.
Yeah?
She showed you.
No, she just did it.
You didn't. Okay. If she did it and you were looking,
I didn't,
that's called showing.
I didn't see how it worked.
I know where the button is.
Oh, okay.
Magical button that puts up the outside arm.
Yeah.
Ah!
So should we get
Become a
into
patron and I'll tell you.
should we get into the story?
I like that.
Patreon.
He said that could be interesting. I'm going to turn on.
Are you chilly?
No. I'm turning on the air.
Oh, are you crazy?
No. So if you hear a whooshing sound, it's just the air.
Are you warm?
No, but the camera is.
Oh. Alright.
So I don't want you to lose this awesome view that we've created here on set.
It's a Holiday Express.
The
On
Holiday
location.
Express.
Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah.
Heathrow.
On location.
All right.
Not on set.
So you want to tell the story? You're the storyteller of all things travel.
Okay, so before we left
Oh, you've got to talk way faster though.
Okay, before we
When I
left
started falling asleep was by the time you got to the word left.
Stop it. I looked to make sure we had all the paperwork that we needed. I went to the Egypt.
Wait a minute. Before we left, where?
Before we left Grand Rapids.
Sunny
No, God.
Grand Rapids.
Before we left Grand Rapids, I made
Not
sure
there.
to check the website to make sure we had all the paperwork we needed. Everything was right. We ready to roll. We went to Chicago. We get to the
Now,
airport.
wait a minute. You're leaving a lot of stuff out about this.
Why? You told me to get
No.
to it.
I wanted you to talk fast, but you're leaving things out.
Like what?
How did we get to Chicago?
Okay.
See?
So I rented a car online thanks to Connie for the tip. And I rented a
Thanks,
car,
Connie.
and I thought I got something big enough because it was a full-size SUV. I expected that it was going to be a big car.
Stop saying car.
Or truck. I expected it to be a big SUV. So we get to the budget to rent the thing, and on my paperwork it says a Ford Explorer. Now, from what I remember, Explorers were rather large vehicles. These mugs want to give us.
All
They want to give us
vehicle.
a Kia. Kias are never large vehicles.
Okay, but it was a minivan.
No, it wasn't. It was like a mini SUV type situation.
Mini SUV.
And then I was like, absolutely not. So then they said, well, there's this Nissan you can go. So Aaron's going to check out the Nissan, and he opens the door, and it smelled like they had washed the inside down with the ashtray. It was so smelly, there was no way I was getting in there.
Okay, you were worried about the wrong things, because
But
if it was big
also-
enough, we'd have been in it.
But also, there was no way our things would have fit in that tiny little truck. So we
They
had to
wouldn't have
go in and see if they had anything larger. Well, they had a larger sized vehicle. We got a Yukon, but it didn't hold anymore, really.
No, it held more because it held more than those other vehicles. It barely held us and our stuff, though.
Right. So the poor children had to ride with suitcases between them on the
Said
seat.
the poor children?
The poor children.
Who are the
We
poor
were
children?
Fine.
Aaron was like squished up against the door. I opened the door. He almost fell out.
Okay,
That's true.
that's because you were trying to kill me.
I was not. I was trying to give you food.
No, I think you were trying to give him a heart attack.
I did give him a heart attack.
And the McDonald's food, which was the second heart attack.
Literally almost scared the pee out of me.
He had to go to the bathroom.
Yes, I did.
Sorry.
Alright, so
There's a window.
we had to rent the vehicle. We had to drive from Grand Raggedy to the Chicago to O'Hare.
We had to. Aaron had to drop us and the things off at the terminal.
Yes.
Then take the truck to the rental office to drop it off, and then take a shuttle back.
I didn't tell you guys about the rental office.
No,
It's pretty awesome in O'Hare.
really?
Oh, it's great. Now,
You told me.
the direction lady on the phone, she doesn't know where to go.
No, she doesn't.
Okay? No. I'm talking about just that thing.
Oh,
Because she told me to turn where I wasn't supposed to turn. It was like one stop sign short. I needed to go to the next stop sign and then make a turn. And then go in. Go into a parking garage. The entire parking garage is where all the vehicles are held. For all of the rental places. They're just on different floors.
all right.
And so you drive in just like you're going to go park. You go through the thing, you find your thing. We did budget. You go find your thing. There's a lady there waving you to put you in a spot. You drive into the spot. She says, do you want to use the credit card that we have on file? Which, of course, we didn't need to do anything because we had already paid. Right?
Yep.
And then, because that's what I told her. And she said, throw the key on the dash. You're done. Really? That was it.
And then you had to take a shuttle back.
And then you go downstairs to the ground level. And you just stand there for like 2 seconds. And these giant buses, shuttles pull up and jump inside and go back to the terminal. Easy peasy. But it was kind of amazing how they have that set up, because the area where you rent the vehicles, like if you were coming into Chicago on a plane, you need to rent a vehicle. It looked like the terminal.
Huh.
It was just all the big things, and it was just a giant counter, and you just go up look to the one.
You told me about that when you came back.
It was pretty cool.
I was too
So
busy
Chicago
doing other
O'Hare,
things.
you got it going on with your car rental.
All right.
So after I drop off the car and I get I come back to where they are at the terminal, I had nasty looks.
So while Aaron is doing his thing, I'm checking into the flight. They check us in, no problem. They don't even bother to weigh the bags because I tell them we've weighed them several times. They're 23 kilos. Everything's ready to go except for one bag. And so they weigh that one bag. They put the tags on everything. Then they start to check in the children, and they discover that they only have 5 months and 17 days left on their passports, and they are not allowed in Egypt because they have to have at least 6 months. So I call the U.S. Embassy trying to get, or the passport place to try to get new passports and see how quickly we can do it. Can we do a rush or an emergency? And the lady basically told me she didn't give a shit that,
She didn't say I don't give a shit.
Yes, she did say I don't give a shit.
About what?
Because I was like, we don't live in the country. We're trying to get to our jobs. And she's like, I don't give a shit. You're Americans, and therefore, it's not an emergency because you're in America. You're going to have to wait the 8 to 9 weeks.
So Americans don't have emergencies in America?
No.
Do Americans have accidents?
Stop it. I did not bring this on myself. So, while we were standing there checking in, a new thing popped up on the screen saying that we had to have a public health card to enter Egypt. It literally popped up while we were checking in. Had we checked in half an hour earlier, we wouldn't have had to have this card.
Again.
I have a feeling we would have had to have it.
Well, we would have had to have it, but we wouldn't have known it. Because it was like 12:07 or 12:08 when we were doing the thing, and the email came through, or the notification came through at 12:04. So the young man at the ticket agent, he went and found the forms that we needed in English and in Arabic, and then he printed them out for each of us, which was very kind. But in the meantime, we're finding out now the children can't go. So we thought, okay, great, now we're in the same situation. We're going to have to go rent the car again, and then go back to Grand Rapids and, try this again.
And do 4 to 6 weeks to get
No.
passports.
6 to 9 weeks to get the passports.
6 to 9 weeks to get the passports.
And from what my friend told me last night, they're even longer than that in the States now because they're all backed up, because once they opened up the offices, they were flooded with people trying to get their passports renewed. So, one of the ticket agents said, why don't you just go to London and then you can do the passport there and then, go on your way.
Because you got to understand, we had these are our tickets from trying to go to Poland.
Right. Because
Right.
they refused to give us a refund.
So all we have is
Credit.
our money tied up into these tickets. And it's like, well, you can do the Toronto flight, Chicago to Toronto, no problem.
You can go
You can
from
do the Toronto to London, no problem.
Yep.
So do those 2 flights and just do your passport here.
And then what they did, I didn't know they could do this. They left our next leg of the flight open. So we can take that next leg within a year, without losing any money or paying extra money. It's just open. So we call them and say, we're going from London to wherever we're going to go. And they say, okay, here's, go. We might have to pay the taxes, but I don't think so.
And anything that might be over the amount that is there.
Right.
And that's
so,
it.
Yeah.
But don't we have another amount?
We have another amount per person that we're waiting on the e-credit for.
Right. So that could also be applied.
Right. To our luggage or whatever.
Our next thing.
Yeah.
If you paper.
If you want to follow the Traveling Farrs, you can find us at the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever awesome podcasts are sold for free at the Traveling Fars. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, you can find us at Traveling Fars. If you like the email, which she checks, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space, which needs to be used more, the travelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry.
Don't forget to become a patron
Where?
at patreon.com/thetravelingfars.
Awesome.
You get
Join
benefits.
the other patron
Yes.
in being a patron.
They're lonely and they need friends.
We need community. We
Yes.
want community.
Be a,
We want your voice to be heard.
be a part of the conversation.
Make this possible, and so I can get a new C500 Mark.
Okay, listen.
3?
No.
2? Is it 2 or 3 now?
I need a C500.
No, we need a place to stay.
I know, but the patrons don't care about where we stay.
The patrons
The
are
patrons
to fund
are
the podcast.
they're funding the podcast.
The GoFundMe
Is helping us
is
live.
helping us live.
Y'all got that right.
Yeah.
So you can do both. It's
This
fine.
this podcast is made possible by viewers like you.
Oh, did you grow up on PBS?
Of course I grew up on PBS. What are you talking about?
I did see
Were you allowed to watch commercial
what was the film about the Will You Be My Neighbor?
Mr. Rogers?
No, I
No,
think the name of
I
the
think
film
it's
is Will You Be My Neighbor?
Yeah.
Or is it
Be My Neighbor.
it's something neighbor or neighborhood, I can't remember. But Tom Hanks
It's just
plays,
not Jim Neighborly.
Tom Hanks plays Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
I haven't seen it yet.
You should watch that.
Okay.
It really is good. And you should watch the
Documentary about
documentary about him,
Yeah.
because if you watch the documentary first and then watch the film, then it becomes really eerie.
Like how good
I'm not
Tom
telling you.
Hanks is.
I'm not telling you. Just do it. Just do it. It's like you'll be watching going, no, what? Is he possessed?
Like, who did you say? Oh, Robert Downey Jr. as Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, he does a good job with it.
And Jamie Foxx as
Okay,
Ray.
Jamie Foxx just became Ray.
Also,
That's not even a.
they look
He
alike.
he literally becomes that man. He looks like him, he acts like him. I mean, he looks like a young Ray. Like at the
Already?
time, he looked
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
young Ray.
Oh, question. Is the Joaquin Phoenix Joker the Joker for the new Batman?
I don't think the Joker's in the new Batman. The Riddler's in the new Batman.
I don't remember.
The Batman.
I don't remember the guy's name. Edward from Twilight. That Batman.
Yeah,
Robert
the
Pattinson?
Batman.
I
The
know.
Batman has the Riddler.
I know his name.
But of course he has a Joker. Is that Joker
No,
the
no.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Why
Joker?
do you think he has a Joker? He doesn't. have
Batman
a
always
Joker.
has a Joker.
No, he does not.
Yes.
In the Dark Knight, he's not there. He comes in the second one, and he's gone by the third one.
That's only because Heath Ledger died.
No, the Joker is not there. He's comes in at the end of the first one,
And then is in the second.
and he's in the second one, and he's
And
not
then
mentioned
it's-
at all. The character could have
then
been
it's
mentioned. I think
Bane.
they said, if anything, he's in Arkham. No, the Joker doesn't have to necessarily be there. He could still be alive, of course, but he doesn't have to be there.
I know, but there's always a Joker. Like, even if he's not in the movie, I'm saying, is that the Joker that they're trying to tie in?
Oh, I don't know if they're trying to tie him in,
Because I thought that's what they were doing.
because they have no reason not to even. I mean, they have no reason to exclude him. It's not like he's dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was looking up the thing about Mr. Rogers.
We already did the paper. We're supposed to be going right now.
What are you talking
We're
about?
supposed to be gone.
No.
We're not even supposed to be here. This is like... It's like podcast purgatory.
Podcast Purgatory.
Yeah.
How? You are not being.
Because we're supposed to.
You're not even being held
We're
down.
supposed to be gone. I am by this couch. We're supposed to be gone.
The couch. You're on. You are holding the couch down.
No. The couch has made it impossible for me to stand. I'm gonna have to roll off this thing.
You know, there's a new Dune.
Yes, I saw.
Did you see the old Dune?
No.
You probably want to do that,
Okay.
and then you probably want to
saw-
watch Jodorowsky's Dune.
I saw that Jason Momoa is in the new Dune.
He is, and
There's like four
what's
other
what's
really
her name?
famous people in
What's
it.
her name? Spider-Man's love interest. Zendaya.
Which one? Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Yes, her.
I think she's in it
She's
too.
in it. She's Mary Jane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's in it, and
Somebody else.
there's quite a bit.
There's
You have to
a
understand.
few.
You have to understand. Picard was in the original Dune that came out in film.
Really?
Yeah, there's usually a lot of big named actors and actresses in that film because there's a lot of big parts.
I gotta
Is that
watch
all we
the
got? Is that it? That's it for today?
You're hungry, so.
That's
I
it.
am hungry
We-
because
that
my
was it
breakfast
before.
was not. Huh?
That was it before we did the paper.
What was it?
The podcast.
What are you talking about?
We're over time, man.
We're not over anything. We're under quarantine.
But
We got nothing but
We're in
time.
London, baby.
We're supposed to.
We're
do
in
the paper.
we're in London in a room that doesn't look Londonish.
It doesn't.
It looks like every
You know,
other.
it kind of does, because as soon as I walked in, I was like, this kind of looks like the room that Mr. Bean was in, and his window looked directly into the brick wall.
But it does. It looks like every other hotel room. It doesn't look special or.
Except for the gentle lavender wall, as you put it.
It's gentle.
No closet, no,
No room, no place to put a thing.
no, nothing.
It's just a bathroom and a bed.
It's actually kind of sad as far as hotel rooms go.
Yeah.
Sadder,
All right.
Sadder
Well-
than Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale was a little bit bigger,
They don't even have a microwave.
and the Miami was
No refrigerator.
okay, right?
I was alright.
That one has
Looks
a
like
whole
you need to
hotel.
go on the hunt after you order food.
Yeah.
All right, say goodbye to people.
Bye, people.
Say goodbye to people.
What the hell was that?
Told you we were hungry,
What
and
was
she
that?
ate. She had a whole plate of food.
I didn't eat the whole plate of food.
But you had a whole plate of food.
I
You had no reason to not eat those eggs.
Yes, I did. They were gross.
Oh God, they were British eggs.
They were disgusting. They were powdered.
They were British. I'm sorry. They were English breakfast eggs.
They were disgusting.
Why?
They were cold and they were powdered.
Oh God, you and the cold things. Cold is what they are.
No.
What's the problem? They were
Eggs are-
warm when they came out.
The only cold egg I'm eating is an egg salad or a
Yeah.
hard boiled or
Yeah.
double. But I'm not eating cold scrambled.
The only one I'm eating are the three I named.
But they're all the same. It's all a hard boiled egg.
That's it. I'm out of here. I can't take no more of this. We'll try to be back next week. Hopefully we'll be in a place and we will still be okay.
Hopefully.
Peace. Get on it, man.
Again.
What we eating? Where the food at?
Good
We'll say that.
Lord. Oh my God, so much pain. Oh.